buzz around a new film called Pride. It's based on a true moment in British history when in 1984, gay activists joined in solidarity with striking miners' unions.
The movie is filled with lots of drama and laughs along the way.
Right then.
I think I'm starting to freak out slightly.
Die! Your gays have arrived!
Dominic West and Ben Schnitzer are two of the stars of the film and are with us. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning,
Thank you.
fellas.
Dominic, we heard that you started to cry, that the script actually brought you to tears.
It did. I mean, I read it. It's so rare that you read a script that you fly through, and I did 3 times, read it straight through, and every time I cried at the end, and on the same line, which was the National Union of Mineworkers, which is not a very emotive line at all. So, and I knew then it was you know, there was something I wanted to do. But
Why did it hit you to the point of tears?
I suppose you have to see the film. But at that point of the film, it's just very moving. And also, I grew up in Sheffield, which was the headquarters of the National Union of Mineworkers, and so maybe it rang something in my childhood, you know.
And Ben, you play Mark Ashton, who is a real person who actually did a lot during this time when the miners and the gays united. For those who don't know the history, give us a little of that and why you wanted to do this.
I mean, when I first read it, I couldn't believe that I didn't know that it was a true story. I couldn't believe that it wasn't common knowledge. And I think at that time in particular, these two communities were really being marginalized by the mainstream media and really being demonized. And Mark kind of felt that there's strength in numbers, there's power in a union, and so he decided to start this campaign to show solidarity with other groups that are being oppressed. And that was kind of the catalyst that kicks off this story.
And here you are, you grew up on the west side here in New York, and you're playing an Irishman. I mean, reversing this trend of you guys coming over and taking American jobs. You went over to Ireland. How tough was it getting that accent?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, before the audition, I watched In the Name of the Father. Like a million times, and just listen to Daniel Day-Lewis. It had nothing to do with the accent that I did in the film, but once I got it, I was able to get footage of the real Mark Ashton and kind of listen to that on loop, and we had a great dialect coach, and
he was brilliant. It's the hardest accent to do. Northern Ireland. It's so hard.
He was my dialect coach, actually.
I almost hear like there's a little bit of it left over.
Is there? Because I guess maybe I lived in London for a while. I went to school there, so I sometimes have a little bit of a watered in.
Can we hear a little more? A little bit?
I don't know. You'll have to go see the movie.
You absolutely nailed it, by the way. That accent and the performance is incredible. Dominic, I have to ask you, the minute you've stopped filming this movie, you head to the South Pole.
Yes.
With Prince Harry, no less.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
Well, I think they shot me out of the movie early so I could get to Cape Town to go on this trek. It was with wounded soldiers, and it was amazing, and Prince Harry, and we walked for 3 weeks, or skied 3 weeks, the last 3 degrees to the pole. And when we arrived at the pole, we were led in by a guy, double amputee, who was leading an American soldier who was blind, who was leading a woman with one leg, and it was extraordinary.
Amazing.
Walking with the Wounded.
Walking with the Wounded is a charity.
Good for you.
Bravo. Well, congratulations on the film, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. And by the way, you can catch Pride in select theaters now.